What is going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself. Let's get right on into it. So, this video is talking about what I learned about myself and about my gameplay over the course of unlocking the Interstellar camo. I honestly didn't think I was going to go for this one. I did the camos in zombies for the Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 weapons, and in Modern Warfare 2, I had gotten Orion. So this was the only one, Interstellar was the only one left that I hadn't done. And I do enjoy playing multiplayer, but not on a real serious note. But the more I did this, the more camos I'm unlocking, the more progress I'm seeing on things. And I'm like, hey, this might actually be something I could accomplish. So I set myself towards doing it, and it took a while. It took several months. I kind of started, I don't know, not in the very beginning. I was more in zombies than anything else. So I think around season 2 is when I really started going at it pretty well. And I do the streams every Monday with straight multiplayer. And then sometimes on Saturdays on live stream, I'll play multiplayer as well. But like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to go for this. And then the more I played, the more I saw progress, the more I said, let's do this. And I know some people don't like multiplayer. Some people can, give or take, yeah, I'll play it, but whatever. Some people like it, but some people just absolutely hate it. And I think you're honestly missing out. I think I have a great attitude towards multiplayer. Sometimes I do terrible. And you know what? The match ends, we shake it off, and we go back in. And we try to do better. I never measure myself against everybody else that's playing. I always measure myself against myself. Do better than I did before, and I'll consider it a win. So that was my approach towards multiplayer and my approach to getting this Interstellar camo. But let's get back on topic and to the point. So here are the top 4 things that I learned unlocking Interstellar, and also got a little bonus piece of advice at the end for you to help you go along. So number 1 was unlocking Interstellar is going to make you a better player. When I first started this, I went in with just some weapons that I knew, that I liked, but doing all these different camo requirements made me do things that I wasn't used to doing. And at first it was a little bit of struggle bus. It was trying to learn something new, trying to do something I'd never done before. But the more I did it, the better I started getting at it. And that's the key. I mean, map knowledge, movement, those things are all going to help you. But if you can't use the weapon properly or to the best of even your own abilities, it's going to be hard. And the only way you're going to get better is by doing it. And that's what these Interstellar camos did. They required me to do things that normally I wouldn't have done, and in the process, I became a better player for it. And, I can see that just in my own gameplay. Let's take a look at a specific weapon, in this case the Saperi, right? The first thing you got to do is get 50 operator kills, no big deal. 25 hip fire kills, I'm not good with hip firing, but hey, it's not too bad. 10 operator kills while you're crouched or sliding, it's not that difficult either. And then finally 10 kills on someone who's stunned or blinded. It doesn't have to be your stun or flash, but as long as they're stunned or blinded, it counts. So these first, set of camos, they aren't too difficult. This is just kind of some standard gameplay stuff. But once you move down here into the completionist and the gilded, you got to get 2 operator kills without releasing the trigger 15 times. So you need to be able to see that situation, take advantage of a group of people, at least 2 people standing together, because you don't have that many rounds. But so you got to plan this out a little bit and take the opportunity when it shows up. Next, you got to get 25 operator kills while ADSing and strafing. So not only do you have to make sure you're aiming, but you have to be moving left or right in order to get credit for those kills. So that's for Forged. And again, we're kind of in a new area here. Finally, we go into the Priceless camo, which is to get 15 operator headshot kills while moving. So now it's requiring you to aim well, and you have to make sure you're moving in at least any direction, whether it's forward, back, left, or right, it doesn't matter. And each weapon's going to do this. It's going to have different tasks that kind of base around it. And it may not be something that you're used to, but in the process of getting these camos unlocked, you're going to learn how to do it. It might be a struggle. I point out here that the Ram 9 for Priceless is to get 10 operator kills while midair, and I'm not a jumper. I'm more drop shoot than anything. In fact, I hate people that bounce around all over the map. But I had to learn how to do it in order to get this camo cleared. And not only this camo, but in some instances, there's also calling cards that have a similar goal that you need to do. For instance, here, if you go into the calling cards and look under games, there's one that's for getting kills in midair. And this needle was not moving, but once I started playing with the RAM, I started getting it, and now it's done. It's going to make you a better player the more camos you're able to complete. For number 2, I learned to match your loadout to the task. This was something that initially I kind of struggled with. I set up my loadouts and I was used to them, I liked them, and then I would get these camos, for instance here with the MTZ, that's to get 10 kills on operators affected by your tactical while you're in tac stance. And I'm focusing more on the tac stance instead of the tactical. Here with the Wasp Swarm, it also shows up here where you have to get kills with people that are affected by your tactical. And if you're not commonly throwing those things and you're not used to doing it, it's something you're going to have to focus on. But look at a loadout change and what this can do. When you create a loadout, it's going to start out with the infantry vest, which is nice. It gives you tac sprint duration and makes your sprint come back a little faster, and movement is always going to be key. But here with the engineer vest, you can spot enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through walls. Now, there are some camos that require you to destroy so many enemy equipment, and with this vest, you're going to be able to spot it. It's going to have a red outline. You'll be able to see it. So that's going to help you get that camo done because it's highlighting on the map where these items are. And that's just one example. When you look at some of the rest of these, they don't necessarily have benefits that are going to help you with camos. Here you get to resupply with tactical equipment every 25 seconds. So your lethals and your tacticals will come back. That can be helpful if you have something like we were looking before with the MTZ or the Swarm, where you need to get kills by people who are stunned. And the fact that you're getting back your tacticals instead of just having to die or worry about picking up an ammo box, that's very helpful. The Overkill vest here gives you a faster swapping speed. The FJX Horus, you have to get kills recently after swapping weapons. So that's going to give you a faster spin between one gun and the other. So that's going to help you out with that setup. When you look at the Ninja vest, it's, immune to movement, sound, bonus. It's more of a combat type thing. The same thing with the, the Assassin's vest, although this keeps you off UAVs, so if you have to get kills from behind, that can be kind of helpful. I prefer to use the Demolition vest or the Engineer vest, just because it's giving you the extra ammo or the extra tacticals, the lethals, the regen time, and the spotters. And I switched often between the two of those. I did use the Assassin vest. This Gunslinger vest is new, so haven't played with that really that much. Mission Control, that's going to give you a whole bunch of kill streaks, which really don't help you with the camos. The Modular Assault Rig, that's going to give you you can resupply from dead players, and what's that? Primary weapons and pistols. So you get max ammo, not really going to be that helpful. This is also nice with the compression carrier because it's going to reduce the strengths of flash and stun grenades, which are very common in multiplayer. But I don't want to get too far into this, but just say, you know what? If I need to get kills by people affected by my tactical, it'd be nice if I had 2 of them. So don't get married to your loadout. Don't get stuck on it and be to the point where, I'm not going to change, because it will definitely make things go a lot faster for you. And this one was neat here where it says that you have to have a non-drill charge underbarrel attachment for the MTZ. So I'd never had that on. Excuse me. I'd never had that on in multiplayer. I always did it in zombies. So for this match, I was running around with a chainsaw. Here you have to use a magnification scope attachment. And on this one, you've got to get 5 operator kills with 1 magazine 10 times. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got as many rounds as you possibly can, because you got to kill 5 operators without reloading. So it's not only going to be your equipment loadout, but also your weapons are going to have to change in order to accomplish some of these goals. Look at this one here with a laser or a laser integrated scope. I was never big on lasers, especially in multiplayer, because they give away your position. So I had to put them on. I want to point out this one here for Forged, you had to get penetration kills with the Cat sniper rifle. And also the Bruin. In fact, all of the machine guns on a regular camo have a penetration kill. And what that basically means is you've got to shoot through something. So you need somebody to be behind cover, you need to know where they are, and you need to be able to shoot through it. So some walls you can shoot through, some you can't. And, it was really hard getting these. I did not look forward to doing any of the penetration kills. But then I kind of got to looking around and thinking, it's like, is there some way that I can do a change on my loadout? I looked it up. And by putting armor-piercing rounds on your gun, you're going to get better penetration through cover, whether it's a wall, a table, whatever. And it made it much easier. For number 3, I wanted to look for the opportunity. Don't force it. Now, this was something I learned the hard way. I want to look at this one here back with the Saperi, where you've got to get 2 operator kills without releasing the trigger 15 times. What you can't do when you're trying to get this camo is get a kill and then keep that trigger hammered down and hope to come across another person. You have to do the same thing here with the Bruin, where you've got to get 2 operator kills without releasing the trigger. You've got to get 10 operator headshot kills while mounted with the tacket ball. If you just go into these matches and say, all right, I got a kill, now I'm going to just keep the trigger down until somebody else walks in, you're giving your position away, someone's going to come in from beside you and they're going to end you. What you need to do is when you recognize that there's 2 people in front of you and it's an opportunity for you to get that double kill without lifting off the trigger, that's when you do it. For long shot kills with the Holger, you can try to stand back as far as you can on a map, but hey, you can't allow the task to dictate how you play. In this footage here, I was trying to get headshots with iron sights with the car, and it just wasn't working. So I switched to my number 1 loadout, which is the loadout I always have that is, a very standard assault rifle. This is with the Holger 5.56. And I'm just going to go in, shake it off. We're not going to get that done. Let's move on. Let's get some kills. Let's see if we can help our stats here a little bit. And I can't stress that anymore, that you can't let what you're trying to do totally dictate your gameplay. And if it's not going to work, let's say you're not being very successful, you know what? Drop it. Drop it and just make it a regular match where you're just shooting people and trying to help your team win. And forget about that camo. Pick it up next round. If you try to mount on certain spots in the map, you're going to get it put to you because it's just not the map to do it on, and it's maybe not the team to do it against. Here I was going in to get hammer kills. I got to get 2 kills, and we're having a whole bunch of fun. And then we met up with this guy. All right, so riot shielder, gross, right? It's like, all right, well, see what we can do here, and boom, we get hit with a rocket or a grenade launcher. It's okay, shake it off. Let's go back. So we come over here. It's a bunch of explosions. And here dude is again. Now he switched over to try to hit me with a sword. Thought I could get him. You know what? In this case, it's just not going to work. So we're going to switch gears. And anytime I see that guy, we're not going to be swinging hammers. We're going to realize that it's just not going to happen. And we're going to go with a different tactic. A little hurt here, so we're going to hide, hit the stem, and go back in. Now, Happy Boy there gave me that kill. I know I can't do it with these guys, so it's thermite time. And got them both. Well, I'll tell you what, the riot shields aren't what they used to be, are they, boys? Sorry. But anyway, like I'm saying, when I realize that it's just not going to work, it's just not going to work. Don't worry about it. Move on, pick something else, shake it off, and go for it. Now you see, we're running around here, can't seem to find any bad guys. But we do come across Mr. Riot Shield later, and apparently those thermites taught him a little bit of a lesson because he's not running around with that thing out. Switch to his primary here, you'll see. So now he's coming around with the sword. So hey, changed his gameplay, but don't force it. Look for the opportunity. Number 4, some modes and maps are going to be better than others. This is some helpful advice, guys. What we're looking at here, any one of these camos you technically can do in quick play. They might be take a little bit longer time. They might be a little more difficult, but any quick play match, you're going to be able to at least do something. Set your loadouts to have multiple options. Whatever gameplay you get, you know, you don't want to be doing long shots on shipment. So whatever you play, pick your gun. Some things are going to be much easier to get done in hardcore, especially when you have something like get kills while sliding. For this camo here, get 10 operator kills while sliding with the Ram 7. Nothing against the Ram 7, but what I found was happening was I would do my slide, I would shoot a guy, and then I would come to a stand, and then he would die. And this needle just wasn't moving. And I'm like, okay, so do I gotta see him when he's hurt? And long shots with the Renetti. You can get long shots with handguns on shipment, but you got to be accurate, and you know they're probably going to waste you with their gun, which is doing more damage at that range than your Renetti is. But in hardcore, you're getting that extra damage. Same thing with the Sidewinder. You're going to be able to get those long shots because it's going to take less bullets. You'll probably be able to one-shot them pretty easily. Any kind of a headshot in hardcore is going to be an instant kill. So some matches I did in hardcore, and there were some camos that just flew by versus trying to do it in quick play. Now when you look at things like here, for instance with this video, we got Mutation, Get Higher, Havoc, the Get Higher mosh pits. These are kind of seasonal events. They kind of rotate, and they're more of just let's go out and have some gameplay. I did a ton of camos, if you watched any of my streams, in the small mosh pit, just because I need to get a bunch of kills, and a smaller congested map is going to give you far more targets than you're going to see if you do like a regular quick play. And also you do get killed pretty quick in hardcore, so it happens. The war modes was fun, but now Ground War and Invasion were really good for snipers and marksman rifles because there's so many bad guys, there's so many good guys, and you can actually kind of post up, get into a nice little spot, and get your sniper kills, shooting people from a distance. These are actually real fun. I do enjoy Ground War and Invasion from time to time, but yes, you could get everything done in quick play if you wanted to, but I would definitely look at hardcore, small mosh pit, and the others, the big Ground War and Invasion maps, just to make some of these things go faster. You want to make sure that the map you're trying to do is gonna fit what you're trying to accomplish. And the last thing I want to cover here, guys, is some of the ones that I had a ton of fun with. Here you see the Gladiator for Forged. I had to get 10 revenge kills. That's killing the person that just killed you. Even if they die, they were the last one to kill you, so if you could find them again. The Gutter Knife also had the same thing, 15 operator revenge kills, which was great because with those, I just let somebody kill me, and preferably I would find somebody that had an easily identifiable skin. There were a lot of firecrackers and Nicki Minaj's that died to help me get that camo done. But I had a lot of fun doing it. The RGL was great because boy did I ever not make friends when we were doing the RGLs. If you want to see some people complain about you and your gameplay, take an RGL into a match and start shooting them with it. But you know what? Hey, it has to be done. The direct fire was great. I giggled every time I did it. The destroy enemy equipment, this is something I was talking about earlier. With the proper vest, you'll be able to spot them a lot easier. It's kind of a shame because that ACS hack is one of the calling cards where you got to do 100. So I was blowing up equipment when I could have been turning it. The double kills was actually kind of easy. Shipment is a great one for that, those small mosh pit maps. The other one I really enjoyed, I didn't think I would, but it's the Stormender. You got to destroy enemy equipment to begin with, and then you got to get 10 enemy kill streaks. So my advice to you guys is it takes 1 shot to destroy a counter UAV, takes 2 shots to take out a regular UAV, and that thing will go quick. Next, you got to either destroy 25 enemy kill streaks, equipment, or vehicles. You can play those in the big maps to get the vehicles. The equipment, you've been already doing it in order to get the base camo. Just put that vest on. The last one was to affect 25 enemies with the Stormender EMP. Now this was actually the last camo that I did. This one is the one that got me finally to unlocking Interstellar because you do 1 point of damage, but it was fun. It was really fun. So that's where we're going to end this here, guys. Just wanted to cover some things that I did in getting Interstellar and the overall effect that it had on me. Yeah, I came out of some matches with some terrible scores. I think the worst one I ever had was at a .3 KD because what I was trying to do wasn't working, but I was too stubborn to abandon it, which is why I'm telling you, hey, if it ain't working, drop out, get it next time. But I did have some really great matches as well. So overall, this was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Definitely, I liked it better than doing the Borealis grind because the Borealis grind was the same. You know, once you got those completionists, it was get 300 kills with Golden Ivory on, and then get 300 kills with Pack-a-Punched. And then it was to get 10 special or elite zombie kills. And every single weapon was the same thing. And yeah, it's different with each gun, but you know what? I was just like, okay, now I got to go find a bunch of Manglers and Mimics and Disciples. But with Interstellar, there was so much variety. And there were so many things that I did that I didn't know I could do. And it's made me a better player. Now, my KD currently, like I said earlier, is about a .95. And the last matches I've been playing, I'm pulling in like 1.3, 2.0s, and I'm watching my score and my stats climb. And it's all because of just getting in there and doing all these different things and putting myself through it to get this camo. But I've come out on the other end as a better player overall. And it's something that I can see, you know, just in my own gameplay, watching what I'm doing on the screen when I'm looking at it. So definitely, guys, if you've ever thought about going into multiplayer, pick some guns that you're good with, that you really like, that you're used to using, say, in zombies, and take them in there and just focus on getting those camos done. And see how long it takes and see what you can do. And look at some other weapons that are very similar. And just start knocking them out. And you might just find that multiplayer isn't quite so bad. I guess the best piece of advice I could give you, though, it's nothing but a thing. Like I said, I've had terrible matches, I've had great matches, and I came out of them feeling the same way. Didn't matter what the score was. Maybe I wasn't happy about myself or my performance, but you know what? At the end of the day, I just turn it off and go to bed and pick it up the next day, and we'll start fresh. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it get you mad. Just shake it off. Go to the next match. All right, well, I'm going to end it here, guys. If you enjoy the content, please give me a like, subscribe, a share, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I will see you out there. Take care.